Content warning. Echo can be emotionally intense experience and may not be for everyone. Echo contains themes of adult nature, including violence, torture, drug usage, and harsh language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello again. We are back from our break, and for those who are watching the VOD, welcome back to the next episode. So, we are just going to continue where we left off. And stretch. Payton's about a distance away. To get there, you have to get on Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. That would make sense considering how it was impossible to find it on the GPS. Anyway, to get to the city, you have to merge from the remnants of 93 onto I-40, which runs straight through the city of Payton. About 15 minutes from Payton, we pull over at a rest stop, which sits at the higher elevation than Echo. Hi, Denny. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand outside the old, rundown restroom, a paw over my eyes as I stare over the desert. A distant, hazy view of a group of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From this vicarious distance, it looks small and harmless. Hard to imagine all of the things that happened there. All right, how do I use this thing? I look over and see Leo fumbling with the camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with cameras, but the equipment manager at the university had given me a quick lesson on how to do things. All right, so I want you to zoom out from Echo slowly, and while you do that, I'm going to walk in frame, okay? Yeah, okay. Leo hoists the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up and smiling. All right, signal me when you're ready. I adjust the clip on mic while Leo focuses the camera, then raises paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into frame, keeping one paw in my pocket and using the other to gesture. Hope I don't look awkward. I always feel like I do. Echo first began as a settlement in 1852 after James Hendrickson discovered gold in a quartz deposit. The town grew quickly in size, and once it began to serve as a junction along Prescott Railway, it reached a peak population of 6,500 in 1877. It was at this point in time that a peculiar phenomenon of mass hysteria took over. Many say the reason that this occurred was due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. While not much is known about the event, what is known is that once it ended, a large portion of the population left Echo. Most of those who left settled in the nearby town of Payton. However, the town still managed to prosper well enough until the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine, as it became a federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. The town's population sharply declined thereafter, and by 1950s, it had dwindled to approximately 2,000 people. A shutdown of Prescott Railway in the 1960s, followed by the bypassing of Route 93 by I-40 in 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for this town. By the 90s, the population had dwindled to just 150 people. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led to this town's decline and possible demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? I've come to Echo to try and find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo. That good? Yeah, don't know how to stop this though. Here. I walk over to take the heavy camera off of Leo's paws. That was pretty good. You wanna be a reporter? Maybe. I'd rather just write than be on camera though. Yo, Chase! Leo and I look up towards the car, greeted by the sight of a bright white ram's ass hanging out the back window of Leo's van. I don't really react. I mean, despite being self-conscious about his weight, Carl was pretty shameless about stuff like this. I'd probably seen his naked butt more often than I'd seen Leo's, and that was saying something. Make sure you get a shot of... hey! He's slowly becoming Sonic. At that moment, Flynn, who was sitting next to Carl in the back, reaches around and yanks Aram's pants down so that they hang around his knees. Even though Carl's pretty quick to pull them back, I still get a pretty good view of his equally big white balls dangling between his legs. Leo snorts, and I can see Flynn laughing his ass off while Carl punches him in the shoulder. Unfortunately for TJ, who was sitting in the middle row with Jenna, was looking back at the time and probably got a much better view than I did. Now, he's facing forward, covering his face while Jenna sits next to him, reading a book, looking uninterested. Nearly 21 and he's still doing that, huh? Yeah. It's a little more awkward without, 3 around, though. We head back to the car and I grab the camera bag from the passenger seat to put the camera away. Hey, did you see my ass? I saw more than that. Your thing's about the horrors of Echo, right? It'll be a perfect fit. Well, if you could even fit it on the camera. I stashed the camera bag in the footwell before hopping in. Southwest Adventures is an amusement park right in the middle of Peyton. It's decent enough that people come not just from Peyton, but cities up to 100 miles away to vacation here. Because of this, it's usually crowded, and today's no exception. Families and their kids are everywhere. It's generally a nice day, sunny, in the 80s, and it's being on a Sunday added to the crowd. I didn't mind, though. The point of this is to hang out with my friends. I'm gonna drink some water. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving. Let's get some funnel cake. Jesus, Carl, we just got here. Hey, I didn't have any breakfast. You had a breakfast, all right, a blunt with a side of munchies. It's no problem. You can do that while I plan out what we're doing. Carl ambles off on his way to the funnel cake stand. I snag one of the park maps from the entrance and I handed it to Leo. All right, so usually when my family comes here, we go clockwise, hit all the rides. That sounds like a plan. It's pretty crowded today, so we probably won't be able to do everything. But in this order, we'll at least be able to ride Event Horizon. You sure the line is always so long for that ride? TJ is looking up towards the tall, spiraling, electric red steel roller coaster. It's definitely the most recognizable landmark in the park. You could see it from almost anywhere in Peyton. Yep. Fastest and tallest roller coaster in the West. I think it'll be worth it. Oh. TJ rubs his arm with one paw, the corner around his muzzle twitching a little bit. I had forgotten about that. He used to have a pretty pronounced motor tic where the corner of his mouth would twitch up over and over again. It used to be a consistent thing, but it stopped once we entered middle school. Guess it hadn't completely gone away. You alright, TJ? We could skip the big rides if you... Oh, hell, TJ, you're a fucking adult now. No, it's fine. I'm fine. I just haven't been on a roller coaster in a while. TJ snaps his head back towards us. He's all tensed up and the movement looks like a rubber band being snapped. I'm riding all the rides with you guys. TJ walks off, his paws shoved deep in his pockets. I feel bad for him, and I want to give him a hug and out somehow, but that's when Carl comes back with his funnel cake. It's topped with ice cream, powdered sugar, and strawberries. Anyone want to share? Yeah, that looks really good. Nope. Alright, I guess I'll have to eat the whole thing. Great. Now we gotta wait for the fat ass to finish eating. Carl pulls his face out of the cake. Even with his white fur, I can see the powdered sugar clinging onto his chin. Nah, I can eat a line. We go in Event Horizon first? The wait will be like an hour long at least. The line ends up being 2 hours long, and by the time we get to the actual ride, I'm dying to get into a pool of any kind. To put it bluntly, an otter needs water. Right, Denny? Otters need water. Part of the problem of living in Echo meant that we didn't have any kind of indoor pool system in our house, being as cheap as it was. We ended up having to get an outdoor swimming pool, which was a pain. Usually. Nervous, Chase? I smirk at him. I've ridden it before, Leo. Though, your tail's kind of down. You sure you're not nervous? Come on, Leo. Let's ride in the front. Oh, or I don't know. I watch as Jenna pull Leo towards the line for the front, which is twice as long as all the others. I opt for the middle, and it just so happens that TJ comes with me. His tufted ears have been poking straight up and the entire time, muzzle giving the occasional twitch. I lean over to him. You know, there's an exit over there for people who change their minds. I bet you could still slip out without anyone knowing. Looks like not all of us are even going to be riding the same train. TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws unsheathed, pressing into the metal and chipping away some of the red paint. No, I'm fine. You sure? Yeah, perfectly fine. Well, we're in the middle, which is the best place to be if you don't like roller coasters. Yeah. I really wanted to be able to grab TJ to skip the ride, but it seems like he's pretty determined to do it for some reason. Finally, our train comes along and I step in as two laughing and panting hyenas stepped out.
Oh my god, that was like the most intense. Holy shit, dude, I know. I never got scared on rides and I almost fucking pissed myself.
I do a quick check on the seat to make sure there isn't any actual piss before sitting down. I looked up and see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on. TJ? A bored-looking teenager fox comes by to check my lap bar, and I stick out my paw. Hey, wait, TJ, you getting on? The fox goes from looking bored to mildly annoyed. If you're getting on, we need you to get on now. We can't hold up the entire ride for you, sir. The exit's that way, where other adventurers awaits. People around us are starting to notice. Unfortunately, Finn, who is lined up with Carl towards the back, is paying. Yes, hello? Your hyena voice is amazing. Unfortunately, Flynn, who is lined up with Carl towards the back, is paying very close attention, grinning like he knew this was going to happen.
Aw, TJ, too scared? Guess you're a pussy after all.
Shut up, Flynn. Hey, TJ, when it gets real bad, just say to yourself, at least I'm not gonna die. That doesn't help, Carl. Who the fuck says that during a roller coaster ride? I'm doing well, but I feel sorry for TJ. Carl, who says this? At least I'm not going to die on a roller coaster. Who says that? Like, come on.
Actually, a few people have.
TJ! I yelled up at him, and that seems to jar TJ out of his trance. He almost falls into the car as he stumbles into it, fumbling with his shoulder restraints before the fox attendant sighs and leans down to do it for him. I can see the red on the insides of TJ's ears as he blushes, and I feel my own ears burn a little from secondhand embarrassment. Now that it's too late, I realize that we shouldn't have started with this ride. We could have started with something smaller to build up his confidence. I'm jolted back as the train moves forward. Oh God! TJ's paws lash out and latches onto my arm. Oh no, why am I doing this? I reach over to try and move his paw from my arm and back onto the handle on his shoulder restraints. TJ, hold on to that. My arm, you're gonna... Chase, quiet! I pause, staring at the links. I'm not really used to hearing TJ yell. He's almost puffed out to twice his size. I just need some quiet right now and... Our train begins its ascent up the first hill, and I can feel TJ's claws pricking through my fur and the skin. He starts mumbling quietly to himself, his eyes closed. TJ, are you praying? He doesn't say anything, and soon we've reached the apex of the climb. I give up on trying to move his paw and sit back, a little nervous myself. I really hope TJ doesn't completely lose it. I rinsed the oh my god, he gripped hard. Damn, I rinsed the blood off my arm in the dirty theme park bathroom. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been, though TJ did start crying when we hit the first inversion. He had scratched the shit out of my forearm, grabbing it with both paws once he started the descent. Unfortunately, Flynn and Carl were still on the platform when we rolled back into the boarding station. Flynn looked ready to lay on TJ again, but when he saw the tears, he had the decency to hold back. I helped the shaking Lynx out of the car, and somehow we managed to stumble into the bathroom where he quickly hid in a stall. I should have forced him out of the exit. He always had anxiety problems, though I think we all believed it was a childhood thing that he's gotten over. I don't know if he still takes medication. Hey, TJ? Yeah? We should probably get back. Leo texted me that they're all waiting by the ride. Yeah, I'll be out in a second. The cheerfulness in his voice is forced. I ignored the weird looks I'm getting from the other people in the bathroom and instead inspect my arm. The scratches are pretty superficial, so the bleeding has stopped. No one would notice it under the thick fur, even if it's tender as hell. I hear the stall door open behind me, and through the mirror I see TJ come out. He sees me looking over my arm, and his face crumples up again. Chase, I'm sorry. Is it bad? I really don't want him to start crying again. TJ cried a lot when he was a kid, almost every day, and even at 19, it seems like he's still pretty susceptible. It's fine. It doesn't even hurt. That's good. We stand there awkwardly for a few seconds, then I air up my shirt, which was starting to stick to my sweaty body. Listen, it's honestly getting way too hot for me to wait in lines all day. I think I'd rather just sit down and watch some shows or something. Oh, yeah? Yeah, you want to do that with me? DJ's ears come up a little and he clutches his paws together. The fidgeting subsiding a bit. Yeah, Chase, I think that'll be fun. I can tell he's at least a little relieved. We both head out back towards the ride and I spot the four of them waiting by the exit. I furrow my brows. I spot Carl crouch on the ground, Jenna kneeling next to him and rubbing his back. Hey, everything all right? Jenna looks up, a sympathetic smile on her face. Carl's not feeling too good. You want to sit on a bench or something? I mean, you ate a whole freaking dessert right before the ride. If I move, I'm gonna...
That's what you get for stuffing your face right before the ride.
You think they're selling ginger pills here, or ginger ale at least? A joint would be nice. There are some vendors over there. I'll go check. I'm actually kind of glad everyone's preoccupied with Carl right now. Take some of the heat off of TJ. Let's move you to a bench. It'll be better if you're sitting down. Slowly, Jenna and Leo lift Carl up, and now I can see from his face that he really was ill. To the average person, our little outing might already seem like a disaster, but this is perfectly typical for us. Nothing ever went according to plan. We sit Carl down at a bench and he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly. TJ comes back with a medium-sized cup in his paws. He sits next to Carl. No ginger ale, but they did have some lime soda. Carl takes a sip, takes it, and sips it a bit before sitting back and belching. Oh, fuck it, I'm done, guys.
What? What are you gonna do all day? Sit here?
Actually, me and Chase are going to see some shows. You can come with us.
Ugh.
Guys, we were doing this to hang out with each other, remember?
Leave him. We're wasting time.
Flynn turns and walks off, his hands shoved in his pockets, hunched like a stone gargoyle. He definitely looked the part, being a lizard. Damn, that probably was a little bit specious. Well, we all have our phones. Text us, all right? Sure. Jenna turns and follows Flynn, but Leo hesitates for a moment. He looks at me before eventually turning to follow Flynn and Jenna. 5 minutes later, Carl's stomach settles to the point where he's able to get up and walk. At this point, I'm completely wiped out and I just want to sit down. Oh my god. I point out the first stage we see and they agree. I love this visual novel so much. It's good so far and I'm liking the characters. I sigh gratefully when I sit down. You look tired as shit. I crack my eye open to see Carl giving me a sidelong glance. I don't sleep very well in motel beds. I actually woke up around 2. You were gone. Now, TJ's looking at me too, and I feel my gut clench for a second. Yeah, I try to go for a walk down the street. Hope it would help me get tired. Thank you for the care package. I will now drink some water. Thank you. Huh. Well, if that happens again, you could just walk over to my house. I'm up till like 3 every night. How? Why? Carl shrugs, leaning back and sticking his hooves up against the chair in front of him, earning him a dirty glance from its occupier. Games mostly. Sometimes I read. Carl rubs his chin, opening his muzzle, closing it, then opening it again. You know, it would be pretty cool if you spent the night one of these days. That house can be creepy as hell when you're the only one in it. You're alone? Yeah, parents are vacationing in the regal paradise. Having a bloody good time, they tell me. Carl tries to put on an accent, but doesn't do a very good job of it. Oh, did you want to go with them? Carl blows a raspberry, laughing. Not really. My mom told me right away that weed isn't legal there either. So I took that as them not wanting me to come along. Oh. They did say that the chocolate there is real, whatever that means, and that they'd bring me some. Guess I'm not enough of a fat ass yet. Come on, Carl. But dude, I'm getting there. Soon all I have to do is stand in front of a mirror, block my face out, and jerk it to my moobs. Oh my god. I make a dumb snorting, croaking sound, and I can feel TJ looking at the two of us disapprovingly. Not the hardest thing to do when you're high. Wait, you've actually done it? Carl shrugs, smirking at me. I reach out and grabbed his chest. From what I can tell, they're pretty firm set pecs under there. Carl puts a mock horrified look on his face. Sexual assault, he touched my breasts. Oh, whatever, Carl. They're harder than mine. So, now we're teenage girls in the locker room comparing racks? Hey, you're the one who brought up tits. You know what? I can see it, yeah. You're the hot preppy one everyone likes. I'm the big fat chick you're all nice to. But got a big Thunder Mountain behind her back. And TJ hasn't been paying attention. Distracted with watching some dancers come on stage, he looked innocently at us. Have a good night, Razor. Get some rest. Huh? You're the cute, naive Christian chick that only takes it up the butt so as to stay a virgin. What? Let me feel your movies. I want to compare. What in the world are you two? No! Small, but perky. After a few seconds of tussling and Carl getting smacked in the nose by TJ, someone shushes us from behind and we're all forced in silence. The show starts off with a bunch of mice having a weird sort of hoedown. TJ's really into it and actually starts clapping along. I smile. TJ could definitely be kind of cute sometimes. Carl just rubs his nose and leans back, watching with a smirk, as if the whole thing was a joke to him. At this point, my eyelids were feeling really heavy. At most, I got maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm thinking about leaning my head back, but the backs of the seats are pretty low, and I just end up with my head hanging over the back. Leaning forward would just be impossible. I could lean on one of my friends. I don't think they'd mind. Oh! Who should I lean on, guys? Big Ram or the perky Christian perky Christian friend? DJ or Carl? I don't know. I have a soft spot for TJ. I'm gonna do it for TJ. TJ might be smaller, but he's definitely an easy guy to convince, especially if he thinks he's helping someone out. TJ, can I lean on you for a bit? What? Why? Looks a little uncomfortable. I'm so tired, man. All right. I lay my head in the crook of his neck, and I feel him tense up a bit, but after a while, he relaxes. We do got a soft spot for the Christian boy. There's some heat coming off his neck, and I'm pretty sure he's blushing. It's not too bad, though. He may be slender, but his fur is pretty damn soft. The sounds of the clapping and fiddles start to drift away as the lack of sleep takes its toll. I feel along the rough edges of a rock and dirt. The only thing I can hear is the shower of debris I'm knocking to the ground. The air is stale, and I have the vague feeling that I'm suffocating. I keep going. I'm going to reach the end eventually. Just have to keep moving. I can tell that I'm going down deeper and deeper. The space around me is growing smaller and smaller, and soon I'm hunching so that my head doesn't scrape the ceiling. I can hear footsteps, not quite in syncrasy with my own. There aren't any kind of footsteps that I heard before. I stop and listen. There's definitely the sound of feet, but not like they're walking. It's like they're stamping down on the ground, making as much noise as possible. This is accompanied by a slapping sound, as if someone is smacking their paws on the ground as well. I imagine a canine toddler still insisting on walking on all fours while throwing a tantrum. It's heavier, though, like an adult is doing it. That image makes the nape of my neck prickle, but I'm not scared. It's not long after I stopped that the noise stops as well. Just 10 feet behind me, I turn, watching the darkness. I knew you'd come back. They always do. My voice sounds clogged, muted. The rocky walls are just sucking up the sound instead of bouncing them against the tunnel. The stamping starts up again, loudly, coming towards me at full speed. Now I can hear sobbing, sniffling, and a strange guttural grunting. It just feeds away. You're only moving in circles. It veers away just as the words leave my mouth, going back the way it came. I stand there a while, listening until I can't hear it anymore. I turn and continue on, feeling the walls again as I make my way lower and lower. The smell hits me right as my paws hit it, slick and slippery. Blood coats the walls my paw run along like thick oil. It's warm and fresh, and now I know I'm getting close. A voice abruptly echoes down the hall. It's not far away at all. I knew you'd come back. They always do. I make my way closer and closer, and now fear pricks my heart. They always do. I hear muffled screams now, as if someone is yelling with their mouth closed. Now the fur is standing up on all over my body, but my feet won't stop. I keep going. I'm getting closer and closer. You're only moving in circles. I'm here. It's right here in front of me. And now I'm reaching out to it, reaching out to touch it. I can't stop. I jump. My head jerks up and my eyes snap open, looking around wildly. It's like I just came up from being underwater. Shit. Whoa. Carl and both jump slowly after I do. I look back and forth as they stared wide-eyed back at me. It takes me a second to realize I'm still at Southwest Adventures, at the stage, watching shows. Jesus fuck. Dude, are you alright? Carl! That kills people. Oh, hey. How did I get over there? I lean forward and rub my face in my paws, trying to stop the shaking. I'm fine. I'm just a really bad dream. I feel a small paw on the back of on my back as TJ rubs it. Carl, that kills people. What are you doing, Carl? Oh, hey. How did you get there? Well, he was coming up, and I stabbed him 72 times in the chest. Carl, that kills people. What about? I'm not really sure. Just a really dark place, and some things were in there. That does sound pretty creepy. What kinds of things? Also, is the audio louder than me, or do I need to lower the game audio? I should have recorded like beforehand. I think for a minute. The weird crawling thing, the screaming thing, pulling my head up, looking towards the stage, which is empty right now. Yet for some reason, there's still pirate music in the background. It doesn't really matter. It was just a dream. Hey, what happened to the show? Carl chuckles next to me, leaning back again. You missed it, dude. We've seen like 3 shows. Yeah, they even had a segment with otters doing water tricks. We thought about waking you up for it, but you were in a really deep sleep. It's too bad. I always love seeing my people laugh that we're the swimming clowns that we are. How long has it been? Carl checks his phone, which he already has out. Been about 3 hours. Could probably get some lunch now. Damn, I've been out for a while. I'm surprised I hadn't at least woken up a few times, considering the uncomfortable position I've been. I guess you feel better then? Yeah, you've been feeling better for the past 2 hours. Now I'm hungry. It's already 2 p.m. and it's already 2 p.m. and I've composed myself for the most part. So I take my phone to text Leo. Ooh. We're kind of hungry. We should meet back up. He gets back to me pretty quickly. Okay, mostly done with rides anyway. Meet at food cart. Crit. Roll a nat 20 against the food cart. We meet Flint at the table in the food court where he already bought some pizza. Carl immediately sits down and pries open the box, taking a few slices. Of course. You guys have fun? It was alright. We watched a few shows about our species history. Chase took a nap. Flynn eyes TJ, who doesn't say anything as he sits to take out his own slice of pizza, a bit more daintily than Carl had. Feeling better, Tej? Yeah, I'm fine. TJ nibbles on his slice of cheese pizza. Yeah, well, the pizzas here is a hell of a lot scarier than any of the other rides, so you're braver than I am. Where Leo and Jenna? Flynn rolls his eyes and nods towards a row of carnival games to the right of the court. Fine. They've been playing those games for a fucking half an hour already. I'm not surprised. I grab my own slice of pizza and a napkin and make my way over there. Keeping with the theme of the Old West, the carnival section of the park is decked out with fake saloons and brothels. I spot them pretty quickly. Leo's holding a pink unicorn and Jenna's carrying a green dragon. They seem to be in pretty good spirits, though. Leo grin is a little tight. Looks like a pretty successful haul, you guys. Hey, Chase. Jenna's grinning, looking a little smug as well. You guys finished? We're eating now. Leo shifts the giant unicorn around. Yeah, we're pretty much done, I think. Damn, Leo. You must have won something pretty hard to get that. Yeah, that was me. I look over at the green dragon Jenna's holding. But what about that? Yeah, I won this too. Oh, well, I'm sure you won a couple. Actually, yeah, I've beaten him at every game. Yeah, well, you're visiting. I want your memories of this vacation to be good. Obviously, it's getting to your head, though. Oh, please. Chase, you should have seen his face. Sour grapes the whole time. Oh, really? What do you usually stayed out of stuff like this? Leo always got a little carried away when it came to competition, especially when I was around. But it was kind of funny seeing him act like this. Let's just go eat. Wait, there's a high striker. Why don't we show Chase who's stronger, huh? Leo contemplates that for a second, but seems pretty confident about this one. He's literally almost twice the size of Jenna. I don't know if that's very fair to you, Jenna. I mean, he lets that sit, and honestly, I have to agree. Jenna, though, gets a little fox gleam in her eyes that I knew she meant. I knew meant she thought she knew something we didn't. Afraid I'm gonna woo your ex? Wow, Jenna's going all out. My muzzle flushes under the fur, but that only seems to decide things for Leo. A confident smile replaces a sheepish one before. 1 second. Oh my god. Come on. Raise that volume for me a little bit higher, please. Let's put it to 2. 2 should be fine. Oh no, no one said anything about it. Oh yeah? He flexes his shoulder and sticks out the stuffed unicorn to me. I stuff the last bit of crust in my mouth and reach out to take it. I'm gonna lower the music just a bit. Cause damn, it do be loud. Still loud. Oh, okay. 1 second, guys. Oh my god. Why is it not music volume? That's weird. I stuff the last of the crust in my mouth and reach out to take it. Jenna does the same, and now I'm hugging 2 massive stuffed animals to my side, tripling my girth. All right, let's do this. Step right up, test your strength. $3, 3 tries. Ring the bell and win a prize. I'd like to try. We have a taker. Big, strong wolf like you would have no problem at all. $3, please. Leo hands over the money and the carny hands him a mallet. Leo points it at me with a grin. This one's for you, Chula. My heart skips a beat. He hadn't called me that in a while, but I decide to play along. Don't disappoint me, Leo. I really want that stuffed griffin. I point at the griffin on the carny's long shelf of toys. Sure thing. Leo spreads his legs and squares his shoulders before raising the hammer and bringing it down hard onto the rubber-looking pad. It's a pretty hard hit, but the chaser only raises up to the 40 mark. Oh, almost, Sir Wolf. Try again. Leo's brow furrows. And now I'm not so sure this was a good idea. He raises his mallet again and grunts as he brings it down even harder, causing the contraption to shake a little. This time the chaser shot's up to 70. Even better! Try this time, put your back into it. I can hear Leo growling a little as he raises the mallet a final time and brings it down with a snarl. All the muscles in his arms are standing out. I'm pretty sure I felt the ground shake this time as the impact causes more than a few heads to turn. This time, the chaser only goes up to the 60 mark. Leo gaps at the game. So close! $3 more will get you 3 more tries. Would you like to try again? Nope, my turn. Jenna already has her money ready and hands it to the carny. Oh ho, a little battle between the sexes, eh? Well, step right up, my fair fox maiden. How will you fare against this big bad wolf? Leo reluctantly hands the mallet to Jenna. All right, beat 70. Jenna points the mallet at me, winking. Don't worry, Chase. I'll get that griffin for you. Leo snorts loudly, folding his arms and looking pretty annoyed. Good luck. I was hitting that thing as... Before he can finish, Jenna raises the mallet into the air and puts it into a graceful swing. It's as if she were chopping wood as she brings it down hard into the rubber pad. It lands precisely and cleanly in a sharp contrast with Leo's sloppy hits. I stare, Leo stares, the carny stares. Jenna simply raises her paws out in the air. Yay! A few onlookers around us laugh and cheer. Oh my, the fair fox was won. Come over and pick your prize. He glances at Leo. Sorry, buddy. The feline shoots a sympathetic but also amused smile Leo's way before turning into the onlookers. See that? A female fox half the size of a male wolf has rung the bell. Could one of you be next? The colony suddenly became very much southern. Leo looks mortified, but quickly changes his expression to a sheepish grin. He doesn't seem to want to look at me. Good job, Jenna. Jenna bounds back to us carrying a big stuffed griffin. Give those ones to Leo so I can give you this. I hand the stuffed toys to Leo, who grumbles a bit as he takes them. Damn thing is rigged. Jenna hands me the griffin. Thanks, Jenna. That was really... She leans over and pecks me on the cheek. I see Leo's eyes widen as she does it, his ears standing up straight. Aw, it was nothing. Leo stands there for a few more seconds, working his jaw. Awesome. He turns away and leaves, his arms still wrapped around the giant stuffed toys. Jenna starts laughing. Jenna! Oh, hush. He'll get over it. He's just so damn fun to tease. I have to agree, but not when I'm being used to do the teasing. He's still really sensitive about the whole thing. You guys talked it over, didn't you? Anyway, aren't you gay? I take a deep breath. Yes, I'm gay. No, I'm bi. I'm playing this as me, I'm sorry. But yes, I'm gay. I'm hella gay. My god. Yeah. See? He's got nothing to worry about. Oh yeah, I am gay. Pride Month is next month. I'm not in the mood to go in depth about my sexuality. Saying anything else confuses people. You love a gay chase? Heck yeah. I sigh and rub my eyes with my paw. Still a little tired. Hey, don't tell Leo that I work at the state fair every year. Wasn't planning on it. Oh, she knew. She knew. The rest of the day is pretty relaxing. We ride a few of the more mellow rides. Leo seemed to cheer up when I volunteered to sit next to him in the Ferris wheel. TJ even built up the courage to the point where he rode the swinging ship. Flynn and Carl rode the slingshot ride together, and with the video feed from the ground, I think it's the first time I've ever seen Flynn scared. Carl did end up barfing after that one. By about 6 p.m., everyone's tired enough that we agreed to head back. I'm still exhausted, so I sleep about half hour for the half hour it takes to get back to the motel. When we do get back, I notice how good the sun looks right now. With a sigh, I reminded myself that I'm here to actually get a project done, not just to play around. So, as everyone sits in the motel, I let them know I'm about to shoot some B-roll, gathering up my equipment and heading out into the heat. Dragging it outside, I set it up, sweating even under the evening light. Even this late in the day, the heat was pissing me off. For some reason, it's a lot cooler in Pueblo. My mind drifts back to the many days of summer under the blazing sun, the temperature rarely dipping below 100. I'm amazed poor TJ never had a heat stroke. When I put my eye to the viewfinder, I'm a bit disappointed at how broken down the town looks, even with the amazing backdrop. What a dump. I'll say. It's then I hear footsteps and talking behind me. I pause my recording and turn around. How's the filming? It's alright. Kinda ran out of sun, but it's okay. Echo looks like crap no matter what kind of light you shoot it in. Do you need us to keep quiet? Nah, I'm just shooting B-roll. Was about to come back in. Let's stay out of here for a minute. Carl and Flynn are getting a little loud. Besides, I want to talk to you two. Oh boy. Yes. He wraps around Jenna and reaches out the other one to pull me in so that we're both flanking him. I feel my shoulders press into the warm bulk of his side and chest. He'd always been taller than me. My eyes barely came up to his chin, but now it seemed like he was almost twice as wide. He's definitely been put on a bit more muscle since I last saw him. While he was always pretty muscular, he'd been more on the lean side. Now his chest and biceps pulled his shirt tight. It felt nice, though, like something very sturdy wrapped in velvet. I suppose it was a mixture of adding on both muscle and fat. I'm at least happy to see he's gotten over his little defeat to Jenna. Look at us, the OG crew. Leo's strong voice vibrates from his body into mine. The effect is tranquilizing. I feel myself relax. Together again. The only thing I miss about this town. Leo is referring to the fact that he, Jenna, and I were the original 3 in our group of 6 to become friends. Later, we would add TJ, then Carl, and finally Flynn and Sydney. Leo had really been the one to unite us all. I remember when you first got here, everyone was afraid of you. I remember when I first got here, I found a bunch of gringos who wouldn't even talk to each other.